What up, 2K heads? 2KOG here with a little rant video. I want to start with this King of the Court stuff. I don't know if it's anybody else that noticed it or is it just me, but the numbers are not making sense. And when I say not making sense, like they're inconsistent. I finished in the top 1%. It said event complete. If you watch my video, week 3, King of the Courts, you'll see at the end of the video, I am in the top 1%. Now, this has happened to me the last 2 weeks. But last week, if you look at that video, the end of it, it's kind of like a little rant. I lose my second to last game. I was in the top 1%. Then I win my last game, and I get pushed out of the top 1% back into the top 10. So it's almost like they're giving certain people certain amounts of points, and with no way to check, to validate that you get so many wins by blowouts, and close games you don't get as much, or overtime you don't get as much, or even losses. There's no way to check it. So it's like 2K decides how many points you get when you get them, and it's very inconsistent, and it's erratic. So it makes no sense to me, but it's frustrating if I sit here for 4 hours playing this game, sweating it out, thinking that I'm gonna get a top tier reward. I know I'm never gonna finish in the top 1. I'm on the top 10 reward overall, but the top 1% has been achievable. Like I said last week, I was in the top 1%. And I got the receipts for it, so it's not like I'm just making this up just to talk and complain. But I could even show you on my phone. After every game, I take a picture just so I have a mental note of where I'm at to try to win by more points. And I can show you this from last week. If you look at that, you might not be able to see it too well because of the brightness. I'll probably have to find another way to load it up. But what it is that it's my second game. I should be, number 2 on the board. But for whatever reason, I'm not. I had 365 points, but I'm not listed on the top 10. But it says I'm in the top 1%. The leader at that point, if you go look at my video from last week, it clearly shows the leader had 368 points. The next 2 guys, but second and third, should have been third and fourth. They had 350. They were tied at 350. So how does that make sense? That's just one thing. Then on top of that, the way it ended last week with me having a loss going into my last game, I felt good because I'm like, okay, I'm still in the top 1%. Then I win the game, and I only get 102 points for that. Makes no sense. But then about an hour after the thing is over, the event is completely over, the points keep stacking up until I get pushed out. Now I think last week I got pushed out by like 50 something points, and this week I got pushed out by 70 points because it changed 3 more times after the event was over. How is that possible when last week I played my last game with 12 minutes left in the event? This week 18 minutes. Not really sure how that makes any sense. And a couple of the guys that were on the top 10, their points stayed the same. A few of them, yeah, they jumped up pretty drastic, but other than that, for the most part, it doesn't make sense that they got 2 more games to count and I got 1 more to count, but somehow their 2 games counted after my last game, which makes no sense. Okay, then we got this that happened this week. This, I think, let me see, I don't want to tell you wrong. My first game, I got 175 points. It was a blowout. I think my last game I won by about 20, somewhere around there. And I had 2 losses. As y'all can see, it's still blinking. Man, I lost twice. Last week, only lost once. But in this scenario, the third game, I have 291 points. The leader has 321. Now I'm listed on the board in the top 5. Again, you can't see it, but if you go check out my video, it's the third game in. So I have 291 points. And I'm listed in the top 10, on the top 10 leaderboard. But somehow, unbeknownst to me, it says I'm in the top 10%. How is that even feasible if my name is listed in the top 10 players in the world on PlayStation? This is the inconsistencies that I'm talking about, and it's almost like they don't want certain people, maybe not specifically certain people, to get the top 1%. I think it's more so they look at maybe content creators and stuff like that, because if these guys are getting it, and I just started, I'm a small content creator, so I know they don't care about me, but it's the fact of I'm noticing that this is happening more and more. And it's like, why would I sit down for 4 hours of my time to play a game and think that I have a fair chance when I really don't? Even when I had 2 losses, make sense. I played the same amount of games. I played 10 games. I lost twice this week to the same guy. I played this guy 4 times. Like, how do I play the same person 4 times? But I did. Played him 3 times, back to back to back. He won one. I made him quit one, I made him quit one. He won the next one, and then I won the last one. But I played 10 games. I won 8, lost 2. I end up with 1,346 points. Last week, I started late. I still played 10 games. I lost 1 game. And I ended up with 298 points. Again, the math ain't mathing, but maybe some people think I'm just crying about nothing. I don't understand, and I'm sure it's probably happened to some of y'all and y'all hadn't noticed it, or maybe you did, but you don't make videos, so you don't have a way to speak out on it. But it needs to stop. You ask people to buy your games, spend all this money to get the best teams that they can get, to compete in a little tournament that doesn't really mean that much, but it's fun, and it's just a point of reference to say, okay, I'm good enough to say I'm in the top 1%, 10%, 50%, or the top 10 anymore. It doesn't matter when it comes down to it. But if I'm giving the effort, the money, my time, I just like it to be fair. I'm pretty sure the rest of y'all would agree with that. So all I'm saying is I may not play King of the Courts anymore, because to give up 8 hours of my time, roughly, give or take, and to finish the way I finished the last 2 weeks and not hit that 1%, it's kind of a tough pill to swallow. But I'm gonna stop ranting. I guess it's time to open up this 90 overall pack, since I won't get to 92, and I'll keep making videos or whatnot. But what I'll say is, if it's happening to you, maybe as a group, we maybe can complain to 2K to show us, if you score 10 or more, if you win by 10 or more, you get X amount of points. Or if you win by 20 or more, or if you go to overtime, that you get penalized because it's a close game. Something, just so we can understand this point system, so none of us feel like we're getting cheated, because we'll see what's going on. If you like the video, hit that thumbs up, give me a like. Any comments, greatly appreciated, because I like to hear other people's point of view if this is happening to anybody else. Any subscriptions would be greatly appreciated. Until next time.
I got 100 points left. Another 10. Quick game. Got some barbecue chicken.